Hi, this is Commander Jason Sutton with a tutorial on how to earn 1 billion credits. I recommend starting the game as a solo player, that way you shouldn't meet any hostiles. From a data log you can see that I've earned 1 billion credits. These figures are just from planetary data. The best spaceship for exploration is the Mandalay, which is only available with the purchase of ARKs, which is the in-game currency. The second best ship, in my opinion, is the Asp Explorer. It has good range and good maneuverability. Exobiology is one of the best ways of earning credits without actually risking your life. Of course, there's always a little bit of risk, and I'm here to help you mitigate those. The frame shift drive is one of the most important pieces of equipment in your spaceship. You really need to engineer this to level 5. This will give you the maximum jump range possible. A necessary piece of equipment is the fuel scoop, and this you want to be as large as possible so that you scoop fuel as fast as possible. When you're trying to travel as far as you can, you want to save time. You ideally also need the Guardian Frameshift Drive Booster. You get this by collecting Guardian technology. Again, it's something you'll have to Google to find the details about, but this will give you an extra 10 light years jump range. You need a detailed surface scanner to be able to find information about the planets. I myself don't use a planetary vehicle hangar. Other explorers do, but you can do everything from your spaceship. So, where do we go from here? Well, you need to plot a route somewhere, and the best place to plot it is just somewhere random. I was shocked to find I'd earned 1 billion credits from the data I'd brought back from my exploration. On the way back, I did find a solar system not too far away from the bubble that had been explored, but no one had actually landed on the planets and identified the biological forms that were there. So that's where we'll be heading. So I've selected Sinophe, which is 246 light years away, and will take me a short 5 jumps. There are 2 settings on route settings. One is fastest and one is economical. I would use the fastest route to try and get out into space to find unexplored areas. Once I'm there, I would then select it to shortest route so that I'm jumping to the nearest stars, which would then give me the optimum chance of finding unexplored planets. An important aspect of space travel is not to run out of fuel. So if you keep in mind the acronym KGB FOAM, these are the star systems that you can fuel scoop from. There are also a selection of stars that tend to host planets with life, and the acronym for that is KG-FAM. I'm currently using a Thrustmaster HOTAS controller, and when I'm flying from the bubble and trying to find areas of space that have not been explored, I want to get there as quick as I can. So I set the throttle to maximum, and what I do is just fuel scoop around the star, regaining all the fuel that I've lost on the previous jump, and then I jump to the next one. Just be wary of your temperature. Make sure that it's starting to drop before you start the jump. Otherwise you could cause some internal damage to your components.
Fuel scooping.
When I'm in unknown space, when I do jump, I tend to put the throttle into neutral after initiating the jump. That way, if I get called to deal with something external, like a child or my wife's shouting for something, I don't then leave the desk and come back to find out that my spaceship has disintegrated into the sun.
3, 2, 1.
Once you arrive at a star, you should honk the system using the D-scanner, and that will give you orbital information about what is in that solar system.
Fuel scooping. System scan complete. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. System scan complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
How do you know when you found a solar system that hasn't been explored? Well, when you arrive, first of all, you're greeted with a little jingle in the music that's played. That gives you a little bit of information. Secondly, after you've honked the system and it's told you there's, say, 10 planets,
Fuel scooping
if you then check by going to Planetary View, which is popping up on screen now, and see that there's only the stars or maybe one planet and the total doesn't match the total given by the honk, then it hasn't been explored fully or at all.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
So here we are at our new solar system, and as you can see, the first planet has been explored. It has details about who first discovered it, but if we go to the planetary information, it will tell you features, and you're looking for biological. If they have been explored, it wouldn't say unexplored. So as you can see from this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 planets that haven't been explored with biological features. If the number of planets that have appeared on the honk don't match the number of planets on the screen, then you need to use the FSS to discover them first. On the PC, you press the apostrophe key, and you then find the planets by tuning in the bottom section and then moving around on the screen and highlighting the planets as seen. There's no need to go right in and actually see the picture of the planets, because that just takes time. Literally just click it and then click back out again, and keep doing it until you've discovered all the planets, and it will verbally say discovered. Don't be disheartened when trying to find planets with biologicals on. I found that most people are more interested in exploring unknown star systems, in which case they'll honk and scan a couple of the planets, but biologicals sometimes get left behind, and they are the big money earners, so you don't really need to go that far to find some biologicals. Being the first to find a new star system is great. I mean, to have your name on there is wonderful, but if you're after the mega bucks, I would look for biological forms.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. System scan complete.
So as you get closer to the planet, you should have your surface scanner, which I have here on my secondary down at the bottom. Once you get to about 14, I think it is, generally the rule of thumb, it's when it gets a little bit bigger than the reticle on the screen. You then have to shoot probes and basically paint the planet to fully map. Once you get to about 85%, I think it is, it automatically jumps to 100. This will then give you an indication of what biological organisms are actually on the planet, which you can scroll through. If there's only one, it will only allow you to see the one. When deploying probes, I tend to use this system where I shoot one just near the far edge, and then 4 on the outside and 1 in the center, and that tends to cover the whole planet.
Surface scanned.
This
by
planet also
50%.
has geological features, something I've never really bothered with. I just tend to stick to the organic features. So here we have bacterium, and as you can see from the map, it's overlaid it onto the planet to show you where the bacteria can be found. Now what you're looking for are the green areas. So as we get closer to the planet, we want to aim for green. Just be aware of your speed so that it doesn't highlight as impact in the top right hand side above info. That's something you don't want to do, is become a mark on the planet. So gently fly in, aiming for a patch of blue. It's kind of like a bluey green you're looking for. At the moment it's all looking blue to me, but as you get closer you'll see a bit more detail. Once you reach OC, you'll suddenly have some more information on your head-up display, which will give your angle of attack towards the planet. You need that to be above the red, so you're looking at less than 50-degree angle. And here I'm just aiming in to the planet.
Orbital flight engaged.
You can speed up a little bit here, but just make sure it again doesn't say impact. If you do go too fast, it does suddenly bring you out of cruise. So you can see we've got patches of like a greeny grey here amongst the blue, and that is what you're actually after. So there's a long streak here to the right, so I'm just aiming towards that, and then I'm dropping from orbital cruise into glide. Again, you can, once you're in glide, you can put that on max speed. I've not had any problems with that myself. Aiming at the bottom of this. Another good thing to do is to remember what degrees you're on. So there we're on about 263, so 263, 265. So that if you get disorientated whilst flying around, you can head back onto the path that you were originally on to try and find some more features. Now also be aware that every planet has its own gravity. This one is 0.32, so as you're zooming in towards the planet, I would lay off the speed probably at about 1,500 meters. Another trick is also to deploy your landing gear, which will slow you down considerably, and also not to dive directly towards the planet.
Landing gear deployed.
From a certain height, you can sometimes actually see bacteria. So we have a patch there on our left hand side that's appeared, and that's our first port of call. You want to fly towards it. I tend to just fly slightly past it. I let the computer automatically land the ship for me. I do move around a little bit just to find a blue patch to save the computer trying to locate it for me, because sometimes it goes off on a tangent and flies you far away. Also keep an eye on whereabouts you actually are on the map and which direction the computer's decided to relocate you. And also remember that when you exit the spacecraft, you're actually exiting from the back facing south as such, so away from the ship.
Cannot comply.
Now you do need to be in your Artemis suit. That's the only way you can scan for biological life forms. And as you can see, we do have it was actually to my left there. First football confirmed. We pressed the right button. It's 5 on the keyboard to actually bring up the tool, and then right mouse click will then do a quick scan with the green, and that'll let you know where you're looking, and it will highlight it. You need to take 3 samples, but they all can't be close together for biodiversity reasons. So the thing to do is hop into your ship, head back to the direction that you're originally going, try and locate another patch of bacteria. Sometimes they're easily identified by a massive change in colour. Sometimes they are subtly blended into the actual planet's colouring, so it can be very difficult. But these are quite easy, grey on the white background. Certain biologicals are a lot easier to see when you have night vision on, even during the day. It will highlight them for you a lot easier, so have a play around.
Cannot comply.
And once you've found your third sample, it will then say you've completed, and you have a full sample of that biology. Unless there's more biology to be found on the planet, the next step is really just to spin up your drives and taking off, turn off your landing, head to 90 degrees, full thrust, do a boost and wait a couple of seconds, and then engage your FSD so you're in cruise.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So some planets, although you can't land on them, they will give you a bonus for scanning them, and what you're looking for is in this gap between these two paragraphs. It will say suitable for terraforming or something along those lines, in which case if you scan the planet you will get a bonus payout. All planets do this, but really you want either heavy metal planets, water worlds or Earth-like worlds. Also ammonia type worlds, I believe. You can use Super Cruise Overdrive like I am here just to speed things up, but be wary that it does use a lot of fuel, and the last thing you want to do is be a couple of thousand light years away with no fuel. So how long did it take to earn all those credits? Well, I didn't
Surface
actually keep
scanned
track of
by
how many days, but
50%.
I estimate at about 5 days with about 4 to 5 hours per day.
Surface scan complete. Orbital flight engaged. Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Here we have a dark planet. As you can see, it's hardly illuminated, and it will be a nightmare to find any biodiversity on it, especially bacterium. I will show you what it's like to actually land on a planet where you can't see what you're doing. You need to turn night vision on, so at least you don't crash into things. Be aware that planets rotate, and you might not necessarily be on the right side so that the sun is illuminating the planet. So fly around and just make sure that you are actually on the right side of the planet. But in some cases, the planet is so far away from the sun that it is dark, and this is what we have in front of us.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete. Orbital flight engaged. Landing gear deployed. Landing gear retracted.
Using the website Enara, we can then type in our current location and find our nearest space station to which then sell our data to. When you've gone really far out, you'll find that Elite Dangerous cannot reroute you back to a habitable star system. Don't panic. Just try and head in that general direction and you will eventually get home.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Frameshift drive charging.
What happens if you fly too close to a sun? Well, I'll give you a demonstration of what could happen.
Warning.
First of
Temperature
all,
critical.
you'll drop out of cruise and you'll start taking heat damage. In that instance, you want to turn tail and point your ways back out
Fuel
again
scooping complete.
at maximum thrust. But don't engage your FSD,
Warning. Taking heat damage.
because that will then generate more heat
Compromised.
and cook you even more. Once cooled down, time to start up the FSD and follow that escape vector. That will take you to safety.
Charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning. Temperature critical.
Now, to repair your ship after causing damage, you need to go to modules and you need to use your auto field maintenance unit to then repair the other units. If you're currently in flight using the FSD, I would come out of FSD so that you're just in normal cruise, because as you can see,
Compromised.
you suddenly drop out if you try and repair it at the same time, which also causes a bit more damage. You then select the units that have the damage and click repair. It will take them offline, so be aware that if you repair your life support, it will be offline for a period of time.
Module repaired. Module repaired. Module repaired. Module repaired. Module repaired. Shields offline. Module repaired. Module repaired. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Shields online. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
And here we are, we've arrived at the base, and I'm wondering why I can't actually contact the station to ask for permission to land, and that is because one of my units is offline. So need to go back into modules and turn them on.
Lincoln, Juliet, Alpha, Sierra, it's good to have you with us. Welcome to the station, Commander. Approval granted. Set course for landing pad 2-3. You're approved for automated docking sequence.
Landing gear deployed.
Landing completed. Ground crew dispatched. Welcome to the station, Commander.
If you ever want to help the good guys.
Try to see how far it can push me.
I'll pay good credits to someone who's willing to cause some problems.
What brings you here?
Now if you go into genomics,
To
you
help us
sell your
further
data.
our research
You've
is
got
always
some
welcome
system
fresh data.
information there of which you're selling, and then within that you then have the different organic types, and then once you've sold those you will also get a bonus if you've not discovered them before. So there's a nice little pay package of 28 million credits for about an hour's work.
Is that everything? Vista thanks you for your contribution.
And don't forget to sell your data to Universal Cartographics as well. That'll give you a couple more 1,000 credits. Here we are, 750,000. That's just not from flying to that destination though, it's also from flying around earlier doing the Santa Sleigh bonus. If you have any comments, please leave them and I'll try and reply to as many as possible. Thank you.